So now what do we do with this data? I mean, it looks good. Now we want to really know where the trend is changing. So we're gonna go into this little zigzag, and that's indicators. And from the indicators, you're going to pull the Genius trend chart. Now, you notice that when your Genius files are loaded into NinjaTrader, they will be located right on top of the list of all the other, you want to call those things, but they will be useless to you from now on. You won't be using anything. Maybe average true range to find out how much a specific stock or index or future or forex pair is moving on a daily basis or hourly basis, get an average that might be useful, but I don't see use for any of those any longer. So if we're going to load the Genius trend chart, and the Genius trend chart basically is going to show you where trend actually breaks and new trend is born. So basically, what you have is the data being fed from the Genius price bars right into here. Now we can go over some of these settings, but for the most part, I have the default set the way I like to trade, and you can adjust them to your liking if you want to. I'll explain what they are. This offset type, basically, don't even worry about it. Baseline smoothing, this is eliminating the noise. I use exponential moving average to do that, just to eliminate some of that extra noise that you note that the price bars are not smooth enough, but this is an extra smoothing that we're going to add. And also we're going to add what I call reversal smoothing. It smooths out even more noise. Okay. So, and I use the WMA on this. You can play around and see what would work, but I've played with this for over a year now. And this is a good, pretty good setting. Now, as far as the baseline period that I use, the default is set for 20 for the 2020 period moving average. We changed the baseline period to 8 just to see the difference. The reversal multiplier, which is the distance of the reversal line that you will see a little later once I load the chart from the price. Now, there are some elements here that you can show on the graph or don't have to. You can show these bars, these price bars if you want to, or you don't have to. You can also show the arrows that point to where the price is changing. I'm sorry, where the trend is changing. You can show the paint bars. You can also have a sound little bell go off, or you can disable it. But sometimes when I'm trading, nothing's going on in the market, and I just kind of take a nap, the sound wakes me up. Tells me, okay, trend is changing. Better start paying attention. So yeah, it's kind of fully customizable. I mean, not completely fully, but customizable enough that you will like it, and this will keep you occupied and happy for a long time. All right. So now we've got this loaded. We've got this is the basic chart, and the basic chart will work very good for you if you already have your own strategy. You're killing it with it, making lots of money. You don't need anything else. This will still help you. This is the Genius simple trend chart, and what you really see are two different colors for the most part. They kind of hit you first, and then you see, if you expand the chart, you kind of see these arrows. There's a green arrow over here as I'm pointing with my crosshair. I hope you can see that. And then up here, there's the red arrow. I could draw a circle around it. If then there's this green arrow, and there's this red arrow here. So basically, here's how it goes. When the trend changes, you get an arrow, and the background of the chart changes its color. You can adjust the color. Somebody asked me the other day, what if you're colorblind? Well, then change it to black and white. It's just that simple. And again, if you have your own strategy, this is where the market changes. Also, going back to the settings, you can make these adjustments I can change the smoothing. Let's just say I can change it to 3, which is the smallest value I can go. I can change the reverse multiplier to say 1.5, right? 1.5. I mean, the bigger you make it, the further the reverse line is from the price, right? And it will take a while for it to hit. Okay. Okay. Here we go. That's a lot. So the smaller you set those variables, the quicker the trend is going to change on you. But at the same time, you will have more false signals. Like for example, this down reversal doesn't last very long. In fact, doesn't last at all, which doesn't really matter because we're gonna get it on the next go round. But the bottom line is this: depending, again, as I said earlier, depending on what instrument you are trading, you will have to play with this and find the optimal parameters for you. Some people like to trade once a day. Some people like to trade once an hour. Now, sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes you'll have 5 trades inside of 5 minutes. That all depends on the market. So, depending on whether you're a fast trader, long-term trader, just or one kind of in the middle, you'll find your optimal settings, right? So for example, if I go back to my master trend setting, the stick trend is set for 300. Remember, I'm trading S&P 500 cash index. All right. If I go over here and change it to, let's just say 100 as the default, you will see a lot more changes, right? You see a lot more changes. You can trade till your heart's content. Trade, trade away. And there are many different strategies that you could use. Basically, with my background in mathematics, I always use mathematical equations to exit trades because no matter what type of strategy you're going to use, what type of indicator you're going to use, the financial markets are financial markets. They have a mind of their own, and you will get into some not so great trades. So in other words, you will enter a trade not at the best time. And that happens. And it happens a lot. And it happens to everybody all the time. So just understand that. The markets change on a dime. You'll have the strongest uptrend and then boom, just out of nowhere, like lightning from clear blue sky, boom, the market will change. And that does have quite a lot, especially in today's volatile times. But overall, I'm going to say 80% of the time when you follow the rules that I set out for the 3-in-1 charts and the 5-in-1 charts, you'll be fine. You can enter those trades, no big deal, because using mathematics and other trades, you'll just get out of. And I'll show you that in the other videos. So here we are, just using the single chart. Basically, you adjust the parameters, you find what you like. Now, me personally, I don't like this. If I look at this timeline, from 1302 to 1315, now this is less than an hour, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 changes. So basically, a change almost every 10 minutes. That's just too fast for me. Somebody might love this. This will be just perfect for them. It's not for me. I would go, I would go over here, and I would probably change this to something like 400. And I see the whole day. Here's the biggest trade I had. I would have had a handful of trades and I would have been very, very happy. I don't want to be trading every 5, 10 minutes. That's not me. Maybe once an hour, fine. But that's me. I know people that trade once a minute. They're crazy, but to each his own. Now, I want to also before I close this segment, I want to explain something to you about the price bars. We do not use time bars. Time bars are used in regular charts. I'll open another chart and show this to you. New chart. Let's do the same thing, S&P. And let's just pick let's just do a 15-minute chart, right? A lot of people trade off of 15-minute charts. So let's just look at a 15-minute chart on S&P, right? So what I don't like about time charts is that every bar is exactly 15 minutes, right? So in one 15-minute period, the market can move a whole lot. And some other 15-minute periods, it will not do, like over here. Look at the size of this bar, right? So if I miss this bar, I miss a couple of bars, you know, I missed the best part of the move, right? And then I'd be sitting here waiting. Nothing's going on. 100 bars will go by and nothing's going on. I don't like. A lot of people don't like that because it's not really that the time doesn't really matter. What doesn't matter? How long it takes for price to move. It doesn't matter to me if it takes 5 minutes for $100 for me to make $100, or if I see that move in 5 minute bar or in a 1 hour bar. That's irrelevant. What matters to me is the price relative to the price at which I entered the trade. Now, I am not going to push the market to move faster, or I'm not going to slow it down if it rip, but I want to see the price movement. I don't care about the time movement. I know time already moves. I know that. So these bars just never work for me. I never like them because you'll have a bar that it will take forever for $1 to move. It will be like a flat nothing bar. And then in 5 minutes, $100, right? And so if you set your indicators on that, it will be extremely inaccurate. Sometimes it will be okay, but other times it will be like, so you'll be missing most of your trades and getting out at the wrong time, getting in at the wrong time, getting out at the wrong time. Just massive delays because of the large bar, the price moves a lot. So that's why our bars are price bars. So if I close this chart and kind of look at this, I can stretch it out. Every bar is different length. Yet every bar is the same amount of time. How does that make any sense? Every bar is the same amount of time, yet the price moves different. Well, that's the way it's set up. Our charts work completely different. They're more like range bars, but much better. You see that the bars are about the same size. See, about the same size, but the time is different. For example, from here, from this arrow, from this bar to this bar is from 7:35 to 7:51, right? That's what 16 minutes. 16 minutes. Now from this bar, which is 8:01 to this bar, which is 8:10, it's only 9 minutes. And from this bar, 8:10 to the next bar, 8:25, this is 15 minutes. To the next bar, only 1 minute. But if you miss that 1 minute, you're going to miss that entire move. So we don't use time bars. These are price bars. And the price bars we overlay with this is actually a lot of different algorithms that are working in the background to paint the background, to create the arrow and to determine when optimally the trend is changing and you can act on that. So with that, last thing I want to reiterate, you've got your own strategy. It works like magic. Great. This is going to help you tremendously because it will help you identify the trends, which is really key to successful trading. If you don't have a strategy and want one, then come to the next video. In the next video, I'm going to explain the 3-in-1 strategy. It is going to knock your socks off. It works like a charm. And well, anyway, join me in the next video and you will see magic happen. Cheers.